Hello everybody out there in YouTube land. This is Good Times for All, or Zachary Zabala here if you prefer. Today we are going to be talking about the living lens of the ether. This will be all in regards from the northern hemiplane. Alright, so you have your northern hemiplane. We'll have our dotted line for our, just for reference, and you have your ground line. And the first one is going to look more like this. And this is going to be our summer here. You have your North Pole, your equator, Cancer, Capricorn. All right? So it's like we cut the plane in half. You have your North Pole here, your equator. Here, we'll put this. Then you have your Tropic of Cancer and your Tropic of Capricorn. All right, you guys understand that? Now in the summer, the heat will be coming up from the Tropic of Cancer. All right, making this bow a little bit more like this. The dome will be a little bit higher in the center. That heat's going to rise up the lenses of the ether in the center. All right, and then we're going to go over here to the winter time. We'll have our equator. Okay, same thing as the over there, except now look at the dome. It's much shorter because the heat is now coming from the outside. The heat is going all the way around the outside edges, meaning it's pushing up higher on the outside edge, bringing the center of the dome down a little bit. So on the North Pole, right now, the lens is a little bit closer to the bottom. Now, this has nothing to do with the sun yet at all. This is just how the ether would act with the heat source from down here. All right, this is where our heat source is coming from. For some reason, the further we dig, the hotter it gets. So our heat source is coming from the ground. All right, and it will make the lens of our ether that we see, whatever the sun is bouncing off of up there, to move. All right, you guys with me so far? Now what this does, as I've seen in my experimentations, is it can change the size of the sun, and it can also change how much the sun hits the earth. It gets actually bigger in the winter when you lower the lens a little bit. It's really neat how it works. I'll show it to you here. I just want that to sink in though. Okay, so we're going to set this up here. We have our little earth there. All I have, flashlight up here, shining down on our earth. Put this marker and stuff away. I'm going to use, so we have that shining down there nice and bright. I'm going to turn off these other lights here. Okay, so we have our lens. Now, I know this is kind of hard for you to see, but right there it's focused. I can see it. I don't think you can see. Let me zoom in. Let me get a little bit closer here and see if I can't make this happen. You see that, how in the center, that's focused in right there. It's the way the flashlight is, but that's focused. When I bring it back here, you can't see it anymore. It's really, I mean, I can move this thing anywhere I want, and the sun is not moving at all. Sorry, folks, one of the cats is scratching at my door. No, you just stay out. Go on. So I have the light here. Now this is focus in, and I barely even have to move it to get it to go around. And as you can see the edges, I'm barely moving. And then in the summertime, as in the center it gets a little bit lower, the sun gets bigger. The focus point gets bigger, so the object you see in the sky actually gets bigger, which it does. And the part that hits the ground gets bigger, which I'm not sure if that does or not. And you barely have to, as you can see, you still barely have to move it. It does a real, it's really neat how it works, folks. Now I noticed as it goes up, it also gets bigger. You can make it get bigger as it goes up. And then I noticed, I was playing with it just a second ago, and as it gets real down, you can get it to be real focused in. So with multiple lenses, you can get the same light source, I'm thinking, to do all kinds of stuff. And you barely even have to move it. That's the neatest part about it. I mean, I'm just moving the lens like that. Just barely. And it's doing that movement. And if I move it a bunch, it goes real far. Or if I move it just a little bit, it goes pretty far off the page, from the center to way out further past than it normally would. It doesn't take that much to move it. And you could actually do just a little bit of tilting. And it does things to it also, which could quite possibly happen. I mean, this is all just speculation, but I just wanted to throw that out there, folks. That there could be a lot of things going on with just the lensing of the atmosphere, especially way high up there and the way that it's shaped. Now I had one more thought I want to throw out there real quick before I take off here about multiple lenses. Okay? So you've got your that doing that. We'll just say this is the summertime in the north. You have your pole right here. Equator, equator. Okay. Cancer, Capricorn, you know how it is. We'll just put an N up here. I'm trying to look through my camera and draw this. I'm sorry. Well, we don't even need that big N there. So we have the heat coming up right here, pushing up, right? So this lens could actually be down like that and then start to bubble up and come down and go up. And that'd be one layer. And the next layer is a little more gradual until it finally just bows. You know what I'm saying? And then we get to the winter time, and it could, I'm just throwing ideas out here. This is all just speculation, folks. We're going to go winter, from the north. Equators, solstices, tropics. Now we have our heat coming up from out here. All right, well, we don't need it that high up. We gotta draw our atmosphere. Okay, so you have your layers. Your first layer, go up, come way down, then go way back up. Yeah, we go way down, up, and then down until it's... But it would still probably curve like that at the top. Even though it'd be lower, it's still probably going to curve like that when it gets all the way up to the very top layer. So the many different layers of lenses can do all kinds of different things. And we still have no idea what the sun really is, so like I said, this is all speculation, but I just wanted to throw it out there. I tried to do a live feed on this today, but it didn't work too well. Then I saw something pop up that said remote something. I forget what it was now. Remote connectivity, something like that. And I just stopped. I didn't know what was going on, so I just quit. I'm doing it from a phone, probably not the greatest security and all that kind of stuff, but no need to take chances, folks. But that's it. I just wanted to throw that out there and see what stuck. So, as always, this is Good Times for All, signing out, and thanks for watching.